Everyday Superpower, where we talk relationships, body language, game, everything in between. Yes, yeah. We're covering a lot of ground on the vital foundation and principles as what she wants from you, right? As a bare minimum, as a man. So if you've just joined me now, check out the last few videos. We're going over some very important stuff. Today, I'm going to talk about direction and ambition. It is a necessity. It is a necessity. She needs you to have ambition. She needs you to have direction. If you get in a relationship, if you are fortunate enough to get in a relationship with a woman and you don't have a drive, if you don't have ambition, if you are comfortable, confident, and you think, well, I pay the bills, I go to work. So what if I come home and enjoy putting my feet up and relaxing and then rinse and repeat? She's soon gonna cheat on you. She's soon gonna cheat on you because you're not moving. You're not progressing. Not progressing strictly in a career or a workplace, but you aren't showcasing the depth of character that she is drawn to because she expects a man to have that. And if you don't have that, then you reduce that which she perceives you as in the realm of the man, in the realm of the masculine. A man in his nature, right, has a drive to be number one. It's a biological principle down to the fact that given you aren't, you're not going to be able to garner the resources necessary to care for both your partner and your children of the future, if not the now. And that is why there is a biological attraction from the feminine to the leadership. It's an important trait, and everyone can't be a leader, but everybody can have dreams and desires and ambition and actually take action upon that. And it's not a fact of trying to please anyone else. It's not a fact of trying to appease anyone or pedestalize someone in the process of you doing it. You're not doing this to show off. You're doing this quite simply to make your life better. You're doing it for yourself first and foremost. You're being selfish in the act of having ambition. You're being selfish in the act of having drive. You're being selfish in the fact that it doesn't matter who external to you says this, that, or the third, or wants you to do this or that or that. That's irrelevant because what you have is yours, and what you have is a vision that nobody else shares with you. People will see the result. People will see what you achieve. People will see your position and relate you to your position when you make it work. But up until that point, no one else is going to see it. So like when people establish a business and do this and that, they expect their friends to join them. They expect their family to support them and join them and stuff. And it just does not work like that because they don't share your vision and they drop off soon enough when they acknowledge you're just going on your way doing your thing. And then people get surprised and say, oh, my friends don't support me anymore, blah, blah. Bro, they're not supposed to. They're not your fans. They're not your followers. They're not your consumers. They're not your target market. When you establish a few businesses, do a few jobs, do a few things, you soon acknowledge that friends and business aren't side by side purposefully. You don't correlate the two. To do so is, egocentric in your regard because you think other people share your inflated sense of self. People start a project and think it's the best thing ever because it's come from their mind, whereas the rest of the world serve as a mirror and tell you, it's not that good, mate. We're not interacting with it. We're not engaging with it. We don't care. We're not promoting it because it's not actually that good and I don't want to be associated with it. Real talk, real life. She wants to see you on a tangent. She wants to see you developing and establishing momentum. She wants to see you at work doing something of value because if that's the case, that means you as a collective have a bright future. If you expect to lead, if you expect to be successful, then in the family unit, you'll be bringing those up you love with you once you attain that which you are heading towards. There you go. If you're not trying to go somewhere, if you don't have goals and ambitions and a higher sense of self and actual purpose, the only thing you're racing towards, the only thing you're directing yourself towards is the graveyard. You're just going to live and die. It's a sad existence. And most people are confused in doing that because they get complacent and they get distracted by the J-O-B, the just over broke. They just get confused and live a simple life. And truth be told, that woman doesn't fucking like that. She doesn't want that from you. The ambition stems from your surplus of masculine hormone that she doesn't share. Something you might find interesting is to see the effects psychologically as well as the aesthetic biological changes within the woman when she starts to supplement testosterone when competing in bodybuilding and the like. There's a tenfold different, and you see an emphasis of the masculine characteristic as to which you have an abundance of in relation to the woman in a day-to-day basis that you just don't acknowledge. You just take things as is, or you've been misguided into think everybody's the same, man. No, we're two different entities. And how it affects our brain and our drive and our willpower and our direction and our wants and our needs and our sex drive and each of all these different things, we're two completely different entities because we're running off of different fuel and we're being given different chemical messages. She wants ambition. She wants drive. She wants you to be better. You might be the best person ever right now, but she doesn't want you to just be the same person you were 5 years ago. She'll get bored. Men like simplicity. Men like minimalism. Have you ever seen like the memes? Well, it's not necessarily a meme, but people like memify it and promote it as such. Male living spaces where it's simply a mattress on the floor, a television and some beer at the side of the mattress, because men don't need much. Men are content and men are happy with what they've got. Whereas the woman might come with a little bit of clutter, and as they say, they make a home a house, right? A house a home even, because they add the comfort, they add the embellishments, they provide this energy that we generally don't apply ourselves because we're two different beings. But she wants you to go out there and garner the resource to come back and be able to do what she wants to do. And if you know, as some people who come across these videos and search for these videos, and some people who are engaged in like a red pill community as such, you might be traditionally, I don't know if you would call it right wing. I think it has more of an emphasis in America, where it tends to be more of a, advertised as a right wing thing, like the traditional household. Definitely not progressive as to where the woman has the comfort, given she wants to stay at home and look after the children, and the man goes out to work and so forth. Obviously, in this climate, this economic climate, they've tried to influence both parents to get out, leave the kids, and pay 2 sets of taxes and still barely be able to afford the rent. It got completely weaponized, even though in principle the idea that people have the freedom to do what they want is completely fine. But if you subscribe to the idea of a traditional household, you want to be ambitious to the degree that you can continue garnering a surplus of resource in order for her to have the comfort she needs to stay at home, have the bills paid, have food on the counter, have the children clothed, and have a brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter future, right? Stop staying still, work on something tangible and make it work. I'm signing out on that. Peace.